Wow, it's going to be the biggest week in the real estate industry. What is coming out next? Yes, it is going to be the biggest week. We're going to go over that tweet as well as articles about California. No, not about that state. All today on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everybody. My name is Troy, and even though my assistant Emmy is a little slow at the buzzer or her beeper, I'm going to go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage markets. Now, before we jump into it, I want to give you something for free. Nothing you're going to get from the state of California is going to be free, or the government, but I'm going to give it to you for free because I don't want you to pay for it. Even as inflation goes up, I'm going to go down below, get the buyer's and seller's guide, hit the link, put in your email address, boom, there it goes. Let's jump into it. This is a tweet from Michael Van D. Pop, very, very popular analyst out there. He says, important events coming up this week. Now, if you're in crypto, we'll go through the lawsuit of XRP on the crypto channel, but here it is. Tomorrow, CPI, baby. Wow, we're going to get that. And then the PPI is the next day, and the Fed is meeting, the FOMC meeting, and they're going to come out Thursday with their findings. Are they going to raise 25 basis points? What are they going to say after they make a decision, whether they're going to raise it or keep it steady? That's going to be enormous in the real estate market. The unemployment claims come out on Thursday, and the consumer sentiment Friday. I think consumer sentiment is going to be in the toilet, baby. So this is a big, big week. We're going to find out the future rest of this summer. What is the Fed going to ruin it, or is the Fed going to make it a plentiful summer and we're going to go back to good old times? All right, jump into next. Why higher rates aren't crashing the home prices? Come on, we know it. There's no inventory. So I like what Housing Wire says here. The housing bubble boys got it wrong again. Yeah, because negative news sales, I've been telling this a long time. If they tell you what's negative, boom, that's what's going to get the click-throughs, and that's what media is going to go and tell you about. But in reality, it's beep, shit. Oh, I'm sorry, it's bull. Beep. There we go. Hey, we're dancing now. We're dancing. Let's go to the next one. All right, who lives in California? Yeah, jeez, what are we doing? Is California facing a home insurance crisis like the hurricane-ravaged Florida? Well, we do have a bunch of fires. The problem is that all the insurers are tired of our state capital and the insurance commission, because the insurance commission doesn't want to cooperate. So with that being said, it says first Allstate, now State Farm, have California homeowners doing insurance scramble. Yes, and then the fewer insurers out here in California, they can all raise rates. They can all do what they want. I really believe that some of these nationwide insurers are just tired of dealing with our state capital, and that's why they're leaving. They can't get cooperation. It's just not something that's good. And again, politics are over what we call, production here in California. Let's jump into the next one. Hey, we're on a Cali roll. Let's stay on it. Renters dominate California, but they're struggling to survive. Thank you very much, Gavin. You are the man. Instead of spending millions and millions of dollars on social events, how about you subsidizing real estate? I have asked this now for 2 years. If you want someone to get out of poverty, then you subsidize real estate. What you don't do is give them renter credits or pay them, below or barely above poverty for them to stay here and do nothing but sit here and stay poor. It is such a bad plan. And that's what you see. If you're in the state of California and you think stimmies are the way to go, that's not the way to go. No. Get everyone out there that's working, and then subsidize affordable housing, not affordable rentals. It's a difference. That doesn't do us any good. Get them out of poverty. Getting affordable rentals doesn't get them out of poverty, doesn't give them any wealth in the future. It just makes them another citizen who thinks that you in the state capital up there in Sacramento are doing something. They're doing nothing but keeping you in poverty. Let's get them out of poverty. Let's subsidize subsidize it. Now you're asking me, well, Troy, how are they going to subsidize it? Well, first of all, what they did with the Dreamer program that he actually axed up because he wanted to save money for himself. Let's get back into that. Anybody that they'll put down the 20%, or the state did for $300 million, which was supposed to be a lot more. Why don't you go in and negotiate with some of these hedge funds, these nationwide hedge funds, come into California and give them the access to that program, meaning that if they come in and they put 20% down for some of these people, these renters that are out here, then they will gain a 20% share of the property. And those renters now, that payment is what they're closing in on, what they're paying for rent. Now, if they have good credit, it just gives them some type of incentive to really get their credit up and to really save money for that moment. Now, the 20% down, you don't have to even really save any money. You just got to have good credit, right? And you got to be able to show that you're paying your bills. Let's get people out of poverty. Let's don't keep them in poverty. That is my soapbox, and let's jump into the next. This is the reason why the state of California is a piece of crap. Oh, California out-migration jumps 135% in 2 years. Who wants to live here? Because they're just making more, the state's becoming more impoverished and just more homeless than ever before. There's nothing that the state is doing to help them out. I don't care. I saw the bill trying to go through. They want to pay illegal migrants, $300 checks every single month. What is that going to do? That just has more of them come over, and what do? It keeps poverty up. It means, come to California to become impoverished, right? That's exactly what's happening here. No, get them out of it. Show them, get a job, work hard, and we will subsidize your housing. And then you can get, not just the lucky few, but you can get a house. And once you get a house, you get wealth. And once you get wealth, then your family has a chance of having, wealth down the road. You can show them that this is happening. We're just not doing it. Look at this. California lost more residents in 2021 than any other state. And you're having Gavin Newsom sit up there and going, come to our state. Who wants to go to Florida? Let's go on to, yes. Been a fantastic day last Friday. Yes, it is. Not only was it the start of the weekend, but you had interest rates fall for the first time across the board. Jumbo is a roller coaster, down 33 basis points. Look at that spike down, guys. How crazy is that spike right here? You came up, slammed straight down. Makes no sense. That's on a 3-month. Here we go. We went down about 4 basis points for conforming. We went down about 6.5 in FHA. It's all going to come down the FOC meeting. Not only is what they're talking about, which I think the odds are it's at 25 basis points, but they've got to know by now that the economy is hurting. There is no question about it. You need to come out dovish, extremely dovish, that going forward in the next meeting, you will not raise rates. Give market guidance. If you do, we will continue to see this go down, and we might be able to see 30-year FHA down 6.5, even 6.25, which will spur on the market. But if you don't, and you're just choking it off, trying to get everyone laid off, you're trying to stop businesses from making money and people going out and spending money, well, then you're destroying it. I've said this. Pop it on my face, please. I've said this. You keep telling me, Fed, that everything you do today is a 12-month out. So to get the full strength of all these raises, it's always 12 months out. But let's be very honest. You started raising rates only 15 months ago. So only the effect of the first few rates are even taking effect today. And we're starting to see that the economy is cracking. If you keep raising rates, you will crush the economy. I actually think if you continue to raise rates to this on Wednesday and then again next month, then this is a controlled demolition on purpose. It is nothing to do with anything else. They're going to come in. But I have a feeling that somewhere down the road, fairly quickly, they'll flip the switch, go the opposite way, drop rates, and then we're going to see the quantitative easing hit because we're going into election year. And right now, the government that's in power looks like a piece of beep. Okay? So they're going to want something to change. And that's the only way they're going to see it change is if we go quantitative easing and the Fed slams on the brakes and then starts to lower rates. Guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I know we have a big week. Tomorrow we're going to find out what's going to happen with the CPI number and then the PPI the next day with the Fed meeting. Wow. Boom. Mind blown. See ya.